to go to the origins of this fair, I remember in school it was already a thing. Is it still as prestigious as it was when you started?
I think it's more prestigious now. We're now 38th year, as you said, and we've grown. So our prize money now is, in total, more than 13 million rand a year that learners can win. So it's from bursaries to gadgets, overseas participation in science fair, so representing South Africa. So I think we've grown tremendously. I think it's really the science fair of choice on the continent.
Aqil, the pollution index is what you were selected for. How does it work and what inspired the project?
So essentially what it is environmental management software which determines the cause of pollution as well as corrective measures for the pollution of that water body. What inspired it was the Sustainable Development Goals set by the UN, where it tackles both fresh water, or clean water and sanitation, as well as life below water. And that's what it was.
And how long did it take you to put it together?
The algorithm itself, around 2 years, but not constant hard working, just when I had time, and it evolved into this project of now.
Keabetswe, the rose among the thorns. Tell us about your project.
Well, my project was about the detection of pathogenic organisms in borehole water and their antibiotic resistance. So basically, I worked with borehole water, and in that borehole water, I found that the water is contaminated, and the people in this village are drinking contaminated water. So I still need to develop an antimicrobial for these pathogenic organisms, but for so long, the people can use lime juice or lime fruit and apple cider vinegar to remove fecal and E. coli coliform from the water.
You're both still in your teens, and without generalizing here, the average teenager has other preoccupations that don't include purifying water and working on a pollution index. When did your interest in science begin? Let's start with you, Keabetswe.
In grade 8, when I was introduced to Eskom Expo for young scientists, I was just so drawn by science that I felt like this is my path.
Aqil?
So mine started in primary school, but by no means am I different to any other teenager. Still playing sport, still out with the mates and everything else. But it was in primary school where I found my focus to be the sciences.
Peter, it's a long process to select the winners. You go to all corners of the country, and how does the process unfold from there?
So from the 35 regions across the 9 provinces, they are selected, and then they come to the International Science Fair, which took place at Birchwood now from Wednesday to Friday. It's a truly international science fair because we also have our friends from Ghana, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Namibia, Zimbabwe, Mozambique taking part, and we also have some people from Mozambique, or learners from Mexico taking part. And then the learners are judged by 3 individual judges to select the winners for the various special awards and medals. So both of these learners have won gold medals amongst other prizes.
What comes with a gold medal?
With the gold medal comes a cash prize of 1,500 Rand. And Aqil has won he was the star performer this year. So he also won a cash prize of 75,000 Rand. He won a bursary with University of Pretoria and so on. And so he was one of the top performers this year. And one of our other sponsors, which is Siemens, they pay for our learners to come from Africa to come to the science fair. So
Aqil, apart from paying for Christmas lunch for all of us this year, what are you looking forward to doing over the next year after winning all this money and the bursary?
Well, my plans for the future are definitely not set. Still, it needs to sink in. I still need to process everything. But with the money, I plan on investing it, just leaving it there for a while, not to do anything rash with it.
Keabetswe, and what are you going to do?
Well, I want to study biomedical engineering, and for the past 8 years from now on, yeah.
And Peter, I want to speak to the benefit for you as a company. I mean, Eskom is involved in the energy sector. How much of what is generated from the fair is then taken back to Eskom as you are continually trying to better your service provision to South Africans?
Well, Eskom, this is our future workforce, so we believe in investing in the future workforce. So we give 30 bursaries in specific categories. So there's 32 categories that the learners participate in. So we look at electrical engineering specifically, and then the other sponsors like Siemens and Babcock and so on also look for learners to give bursaries to. So we believe, Eskom's belief is that we cannot be an island of prosperity alone. So we're looking at our neighbours in SADC and trying to offer as much possibilities to specifically previously disadvantaged individuals to participate in a science fair and to be able to win prizes so that we have a workforce. These learners may start and hopefully do start their own businesses, and those businesses employ people. And that 9 million people that the Job Summit was talking about this week will then find employment. So we have 11 million learners at school at this present time. That's from grade 1 to grade 12. And we have a long way to go to get all learners involved in science fairs. And you asked just now what makes them different from teenagers. I've never been for a job interview in Tebekile. I don't know if you've been to a job interview where they asked you how many tries did you score, how many goals have you scored.
Could never be me.
No,
could never be me.
Exactly. But they do ask you, how much did you get for maths and science? So that is quite important. And I'm not knocking sports. I think it's good to have a balanced life as a youth and teenager. But science is what is going to help us. Science, innovation, engineering and technology is what is going to help our country and Africa.
I want to take that and bring it to you guys then at your respective schools. How much of an interest is there in science beyond the studying, looking at innovation as you two have done?
The interest, I feel like it's lacking personally because we are not motivated enough to take science and mathematics at school. So I feel like if we are more educated and more encouraged to take math and science, I think there will be an increase and more interest in taking math and science.
Aqil, are your friends into science?
As well, it's just the same thing. Personally, I only found out about the Expo last year. So this was my second official year. But I think with more awareness and also more encouragement to further science, there would be a bigger interest and a growing interest.